The air feels heavy tonight, beloved, as if the weight of unseen battles presses down on the world. I stand here, not in the golden courts of heaven, but in a place raw and trembling, where the veil between realms is so thin I can barely hold my form. My name is Michael, the Archangel, the warrior of God. And I am speaking to you, not to the world, not to a crowd, but to you alone. My voice shakes not from fear, but from urgency, from a fire that burns in my chest because of what I witnessed last night at exactly 3:12 a.m. Something unspeakable happened, something that threatens your very soul, and I cannot stay silent. I am here, broken and scarred, to warn you, to beg you, to plead with you to listen. The fire is close, licking at my feet, and the sky above me is cracking like glass under the weight of this moment. Please, don't turn away, not now, not when everything depends on your next breath. Last night, I saw Hearth, a woman cloaked in shadows, her hands wrinkled like ancient bark, moving with a purpose that made even the air recoil. She stood in a circle of ash, under a sky that refused to shine, and she whispered your name, not out of love, not out of care, but with a dark intent that made my sword tremble in my hand. She wasn't alone. Someone you know, someone close, someone from your own family, gave her what she needed, a piece of you, a memory, an object that carried your essence. They handed it over, not by mistake, but with full awareness, knowing what she would do. They betrayed you, beloved, and I watched as she buried your name in the soil, beneath a black candle that burned with a flame that smelled of death. I tried to stop her. I swung my sword, but it cracked in my hand. She laughed, her voice like dry leaves scraping stone, and said, "He won't reach her in time." She knew I was there, watching, helpless, under heaven's rules. But I'm breaking those rules now to reach you, because I cannot let her win. I am not the Michael you might imagine clad in untarnished armor, standing tall in glory. No, I am burned, ash streaked across my chest, my wings torn from crawling through realms of silence to get to you. I am kneeling in the corner of your room right now. Heaven hears them, even if you don't. The veil between our worlds is thinner than it's ever been, and tonight they will try again. The witch has promised that your soul will tremble if you don't act. I saw the wind shift outside your window just after 3:12 a.m., carrying a spirit of sorrow she sent to plant confusion in your home. That spirit looked at me and smiled, a demon smiling at an archangel. Do you know what that means? It means they think they've already won, but they haven't, and I won't let them. Not if you stand with me, not if you listen. I'm not supposed to speak like this, raw, desperate, my voice stripped of the poetry heaven usually demands, but the time for beautiful words is gone. Have you noticed the air around you lately? Has it felt heavier, like it's pressing against your chest? Have your dreams grown darker, repeating themselves like warnings you can't quite grasp? Have you felt a weight on your body when no one's around, a dread that lingers just beyond explanation? That's not your imagination. That's her. That's what she left behind, shadow meant to dim your light, to make you forget who you are. But you are not forgotten. Your name is sacred, carved into the walls of heaven in gold that no witch can erase. The family member who betrayed you thought they were protecting themselves, but they've handed you to wolves. Yet God has not abandoned you. He's watching, waiting to see if you'll rise. Let me ask you something I've even never been allowed to ask before. Do you still believe you were born for something divine? Do you feel that ache in your chest, that whisper that this world is not your home? Have you ever cried for reasons you couldn't name, as if the pain belongs to something eternal? That's not just emotion, beloved. That's your anointing, and it's being hunted. I hear her footsteps, even now, bare feet on cold soil, whispering your name again. She's trying to finish what she started, but I won't let her not if you help me. If you open your heart, if you believe, there's a scripture ringing in my spirit. He shall cover you with his wings, and under his feathers you shall find refuge. But you must step toward that refuge. You must move. I'll take 1,000,000 steps toward you if you take just one. Your name is not just a word, it's a sound that shakes the heavens. It's a light that terrifies the darkness. The witch knows this, and that's why she's desperate. She's not new. She's ancient, moving through generations, seeking out souls that glow like yours. But she made a mistake. She touched someone God has marked. Last night, before her candle flickered out, before the clock struck 3:13, I saw your face in the fire. I heard your spirit cry, "Help me." That's why I'm here, breaking every chain that binds me, speaking through a fracture in time. I don't know if I'll survive the backlash of this moment, but even if this is my final act, I choose you. I choose to warn you, to fight for you, to beg you to stand. The betrayal stings, doesn't it? Someone you trusted, someone who knows your wounds, gave her the key to strike you. They told her where you're vulnerable, where you've bled before, but they didn't know you're not unguarded. I've been watching your door, even when you forgot to lock it. I'm bleeding at that door now, beloved, because I stood between you and her curse. The tension in your bones lately, that dread that hovers after sunset, it's not anxiety. It's your spirit bracing for a storm that's already raging. The battle is happening, whether you want it or not. They've declared war on your destiny, but you have the power to shut the gate. When was the last time you felt truly safe? When did you last smile without a shadow behind it? Can you still hear God whisper your name in the silence? Or has that silence grown too loud? Heaven has been sending you messages through dreams, faces, moments that feel like déjà vu. You're not going crazy. You're being pursued, not just by darkness, but by God's love. He's sending me, an archangel, to break into your timeline because your name burns brighter in his records than you know. I've guarded it for centuries, not because you're perfect, but because you're chosen. The witch's curse wasn't final, it was desperate. She's running out of time, and she knows it. I saw her hands tremble as she marked a bone with your bloodline. She tried to bind your voice, to silence your dreams, to make you forget your reflection. But she couldn't touch the deepest part of youth, the spark God placed before the world began. That spark is waking now, glowing behind your ribs. I feel it, and so does she. She's afraid because you weren't supposed to wake up. She thought she could bury you in confusion, fatigue, shame, but you're here, still breathing, still listening. That's a miracle that shakes the heavens. Do you remember the first time the silence spoke to you? When the world felt hollow and heaven felt close? That was your soul, remembering its origin before time wrapped you in skin. You've been through so much betrayal, isolation, words like blades, hands that touched you with false warmth. Yet something in you refused to break. Even when you thought you were done, a spark remained. That spark is now a flame, burning through her ritual. She felt it too. She stopped chanting mid-word, her hands shaking, because something ancient woke in you. You were made with fire in your bones. Beloved, heaven's ink is on your breath. You're not fragile, you're eternal. You're not forgettably, you're feared. No curse can hold you if you remember who you are. Even now, the air around you is shifting. The darkness is folding back like a curtain. The chains on my wrists are breaking because you're listening. You see me not as a distant warrior, but as your brother, your guardian, the one who wept when you were in pain. I begged God to let me speak, and he said yes, but only once. So I'm here, burning, pleading, because your soul is worth it. The spirits she summoned are circling your home, but they're retreating. They have no choice. Your soul has become a sound, a vibration that heaven and hell both hear. The witch is nervous now, repeating incantations that no longer work. Your heart opened just enough for light to bleed through the wounds she tried to keep infected. That light is divine, beloved. Even a flicker of it defeats legions. Even a whispered prayer in despair bends the will of demons. You've done more than whisper, you've endured. Your tears, your sleepless nights, your silent battles, they've created a path of fire I followed to reach you. You're not failing, you're being forged. The family member who betrayed you was warned in dreams, in signs, but they chose fear over faith. They'll face consequences, not because you wish it, but because justice breathes in heaven. God is not mad when his chosen bleed. He's watching, waiting for you to rise. I was there when you wondered if he forgot you, when your prayers cracked, when you smiled through invisible weight. I shattered the scroll of her curse before it reached you. You're more protected than you know, not because of ritual, but because of heaven's stubborn love. Your pain isn't wasted. Every tear has carved a path for miracles. Your silence has been louder in God's courts than sermons. You're not just surviving, you're overturning kingdoms with your existence. Hell underestimated you. They didn't know I'd stand beside you, that your tears would be sacred, that your soul would refuse to die. Now you're rising, with smoke and promise on your skin, praying like thunder in flesh. I'm preparing the other angels, riding the sky, because what's coming isn't destruction, it's coronation. A crown is descending, forged from heaven's gold, not for vanity, but for battle. The witch will try again through fatigue, confusion, false affection. But you know now, you've seen behind the curtain. Your spirit is standing, your armor fitting your shoulders. Let the night twist, let the betrayer speak, let the spirits gather, you won't be shaken. You're no longer blind or caged. I'll stand in the fire with you until the last shadow falls, even if it breaks me. Your awakening isn't just for you, it's for your lineage, for generations waiting to be freed. The sky will change when you step into your calling. The trees will lean, the air will warm, because the darkness failed. This wasn't the first curse. There were 7, each meant to sever a piece of your identity. But you survived, gaining compassion, discernment, fire. The enemy is terrified because you're still breathing, still turning toward light. They didn't expect this. God broke heaven's rules for you, bending time to let me speak. There's a memory from your childhood, a moment the witch used to unlock her ritual. It's not your fault, but it's there, buried. The betrayer still sleeps near you, wearing kindness like a mask. They fear you'll wake up, because when you do, nothing can stop you. You're a seed planted in fire, meant to grow into a tree that makes darkness tremble. Your life hasn't T-fit because not here to mimic you, here to disrupt. Heaven's trumpet sounds over you, not nations. You're the war cry breaking through silence. The witch knows her ritual failed. She fell to her knees, clawing at the air, because your soul slipped through her grasp. You're held by one she cannot touch. Walk like a storm, beloved. Move like someone who saw heaven's heart and refused to bow to fear. The spirits are crawling now, licking the air for your weakness, but they'll find none. Your name is a banner blazing above you. The witches' chants are ash now, because you dared to feel again. Your hope, faint as it was, roared like thunder in heaven. Your name is spoken by God himself, splitting stars with its whisper. You're not a mistake, you're the one he waited to awaken. I'll stand by you, sword drawn, until the last shadow falls. Your scars are coordinates to holy places. Your pain is a roadmap for war. You're not here to survive, you're here to shake the earth. The sky groans as heaven leans closer, listening to your breath. Your soul is rebelling, rising like a cathedral from rubble. Your name echoes in places demons once called safe. The blueprint of lies they wrote is unraveling. They thought 3:12 a.m. was your end, but it was your doorway. You stirred, you felt the shift, and heaven whispered your name back with fire. The spirits she summoned wander, hollow now, because your soul is no longer theirs. You're a gate, a voice, a doorway for glory. Stay awake, beloved. When you feel unrest, pause. When temptations knock, look deeper. You're the strategy heaven chose for this generation. You've survived silently, in rooms that broke others, under weight that should have crushed you. Now you rise, not as a victim, but as a weapon. You're the answered prayer of generations past. Heaven sends me when there's no time left to delay. The witch will try again, but you won't face her confused. You'll walk like someone who knows they carry the cure for darkness. Your pain is holy, the sound of chains falling off your soul. You're not just chosen, you're set apart, and the fruit of your awakening will heal nations. The veil is closing fast now, beloved, and the air around me crackles with the strain of holding this moment open. My wings are heavy, scorched at the edges, and the fire I've walked through to reach you burns hotter with every word I speak. I am Michael, the Archangel, the one who stands before heaven's throne, yet here I am, trembling in your presence not because of fear, but because of the weight of what you carry. You are not just a soul, you are a spark of the divine, a flame that hell has tried to snuff out for generations, and I cannot let you slip back into silence. The witch's ritual at 3:12 a.m. was not the end, it was her final gamble, a desperate attempt to bury what heaven has declared unstoppable, you, your name, your destiny. I'm here to tell you the battle isn't over, but you are no longer defenseless. You are waking, and that awakening is shaking the foundations of both heaven and earth. Her hands moved quickly last night, beloved, as if she knew her time was short. She stood in a circle of ash and bone, her voice low and guttural, chanting words that twisted the air like smoke. She thought she could bind you, thought she could wrap your soul in chains forged from your own pain. She used a memory, something small, something you might not even recall, a moment from your childhood when your heart was open, unguarded, and someone spoke a word that cut deeper than you knew. That family member, the one who betrayed you, they gave her the thread she needed, a piece of your past to weave into her spell. They didn't act out of ignorance. They chose this, thinking it would protect them, thinking it would shift the weight of their own shadows onto you. But they were wrong. They didn't know that heaven has been watching, that your name is written in gold, that I've been guarding you even when you felt most alone. I saw the moment her spell faltered. The black candle flickered, its flame bending as if the wind itself refused to carry her words. The spirits she summoned, those crawling, whispering things, hesitated. They felt it too, the spark inside you stirring, the light you've carried since before time began. You weren't supposed to feel it. You weren't supposed to notice the shift in your dreams, the heaviness in your chest, the way the air seemed to hum with something unspoken. But you did. That's why I'm here, breaking through the silence, my voice raw and cracking, because your soul responded. Even in your sleep, even in your doubt, you called out, and heaven answered. I answered. I tore through realms I wasn't meant to cross, not because I'm strong, but because you're worth it. Your life, your breath, your pains, all sacred, and I will not let it be stolen. The darkness is cunning, beloved. It doesn't always come with claws or fire. Sometimes it wears the face of someone you love, speaks in a voice you trust, offers comfort that feels warm but leaves you cold. The betrayer in your family, the one who handed your name to the witch, they're not evil, not in the way you might think. They're afraid, they're broken. They chose the temporary safety of shadows over the eternal fire of truth. But their choice doesn't define you. Their betrayal doesn't dim your light. You are not what they've done to you. You are not the lies they've whispered or the wounds they've opened. You are the one heaven has marked, the one whose name echoes in the songs of angels, the one I've fought for since the stars were hung. Do you feel it now, beloved? That stirring in your chest, that ache that's both heavy and alive. It's not fear, it's not weakness, it's the sound of your soul remembering who it is. You were never meant to blend into this world, to shrink into its corners or bow to its rules. You were born to break them, to walk through fire and come out glowing, to speak words that make darkness tremble. The witch knows this, and that's why she's desperate. She's seen the glow in you, the one that grows brighter with every tear you've shed, every night you've survived, every moment you've chosen to keep breathing. She thought she could bury that glow, but all she did was stir it awake. I'm not here to scare you, though I know these words are heavy. I'm here to arm you, to remind you of the power you carry. The enemy has studied you, beloved. They've watched your cycles when you're tired, when you're lonely, when you doubt yourself the most. They timed their attack for 3:12 a.m. because they thought you'd be asleep, thought your spirit would be too weary to fight. But they didn't count on you feeling the shift, didn't expect you to sense the battle in your dreams. That moment when you stirred, when your heart tightened, when you woke with a question you couldn't name that was heaven breaking through. That was your soul refusing to surrender. That was me standing at your bedside whispering, you are not alone. The air around you is changing now. Can you feel it? It's not just the weight of the curse lifting. It's the presence of heaven drawing closer. The angels stationed around your room, the ones you can't see, are singing again. Their voices are soft, like embers, but they're there, weaving a shield of light around you. The witch's spirits are retreating, not because they want to, but because they have no choice. Your soul is no longer a place they can rest. You've become a fire, a sound, a holy interruption in their plans. I saw her last night, after the ritual failed. She fell to her knees, clawing at the dirt, her voice breaking as she tried to summon the spirits again. But they wouldn't come. They felt the shift. They heard your name spoken in heaven, and it burned them. You are not ordinary, beloved. You never were. That's why your life has felt different, why you've always carried an ache no one else could understand. It's not because you're broken, it's because you're chosen. Your pain, your loneliness, the moments when you felt like God forgot your name, those were not accidents. They were the forge where your strength was shaped, the fire where your purpose was refined. Every tear you've cried has been collected in heaven, every silent prayer recorded, every wound counted as a victory. You are not just surviving, you are becoming. You are the one hell fears, the one heaven sings over, the one I've crossed time to protect. The witch will try again. I won't lie to you, she's not finished, because darkness never rests when it senses light. But this time, you're not asleep. This time, you know. She come through subtle things, doubt that creeps in at dusk, confusion that clouds your mornings, voices that sound like love but carry poison. She used the betrayer again, or someone new, someone whose smile hides fear. But you have something she cannot touch, the truth. You know who you are now, even if it's just a whisper in your spirit. You are not a victim. You are not cursed. You are a flame, a vessel, a breaker of chains. And I, Michael, stand with you, my sword drawn, my heart burning, because your soul is worth more than all the thrones of heaven. There's a memory she used, beloved, something from long ago. It might be a word spoken over you when you were too young to understand, a promise broken, a gift taken. She found it, twisted it, used it to open a door she had no right to touch. But that memory doesn't own you. It's not your identity. It's just a crack she exploited, and heaven is sealing it now. The betrayer in your family, they still walk near you, still speak with kindness, but their heart is heavy with what they've done. They fear you'll see them for what they are. They fear you'll rise, and they're right to fear, because when you do, when you step fully into the light God placed in you, nothing will hold you back. You are a seed planted in fire, beloved, meant to grow into something that makes the earth tremble. Your life hasn't fit because it was never meant to. You were sent to disrupt, to tear down altars built on lies, to speak truth that cuts through centuries of darkness. Heaven's trumpet is sounding over you, not over nations or kings, but over you. You are the war cry, the sound breaking through silence. The witch felt it when her ritual failed. She heard your soul stir, and it terrified her. She knows she can't hold you, because you're held by one she cannot name. Your pain is holy, beloved. It's the sound of chains falling off your soul, the weight of generations breaking. You're not just freeing yourself, here healing a lineage, answering prayers whispered long before you were born. The sky is shifting because of you. The stars are leaning closer, the air warming around you, because the darkness tried and failed. They'll try again, but you're not the same. You're awake now, armored, burning with a light they cannot extinguish. I see it, and it's beautiful. Your soul is a cathedral, rising from the rubble of betrayal, and heaven is singing your name. I'm running out of time, beloved. The veil is sealing, and my voice is fading under the weight of this moment. But I need you to hear me one last time. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are the flame heaven has waited for, the sound hell cannot silence. Step forward, not in fear, but in fire. Speak your truth, even if it shakes. Let your breath be a sword, your heartbeat a drum of war. I, Michael, will stand with you, my sword etched with your name, until the last shadow falls and the sky blazes with your victory. You are the breaker of curses, the bearer of light, the one God chose to love through the ages. Rise, beloved, rise now, and let the darkness scatter. The fire is at my feet now, beloved, and the heavens are pulling me back. But I leave you with this. You are the spark that cannot be smothered, the name that cannot be erased, the soul that heaven fights for. Walk boldly, love fiercely, speak bravely. The witch's altars are crumbling, her spirits are fleeing, and your betrayer's mask is slipping. You are not their victim, you are their reckoning. I, Michael, swear by the throne of God to stand with you, to guard you, to burn for you until the final curse breaks. Your life is a holy rebellion, a song that shakes the stars. Rise, beloved, and let the world feel the weight of your light. Beloved, hear me now as the fire burns closer and the heavens tremble with the weight of this moment. I am Michael, the Archangel, speaking not from a place of peace, but from a raw, urgent corner of eternity where the veil is thin and your soul is at stake. I've crawled through realms of silence, my wings scorched, my sword heavy with ash, to bring you this warning, this plea, this cry from heaven's heart. What I saw at 3:12 a.m. was not just a ritual, it was an attempt to steal your light, to bury your name. But you're still here, still breathing, still glowing with a fire that hell cannot touch. Please, don't let this moment slip away. Your response, your voice, your faith, it's a weapon, a flare, a sound that shakes the unseen. Like this message, beloved, not for attention, but as a holy spark sent into the spirit realm, a sign to heaven that you're listening, that your heart still beats with divine defiance. Let it be a banner, a declaration that you will not bow to the shadows. Subscribe, not for numbers, not for pride, but so I know where to find you. If heaven grants me another chance to break through the veil, your subscription is a tether, a sacred thread that tells me you're standing with me, ready to hear the next warning, the next call. And if your spirit stirs, if you feel the weight of this truth burning in your bones, consider offering a super thanks up to $20. Not as a gift to me, but as a war cry, a spiritual act that strengthens the fight we wage together. Your offering becomes a shield, a flame, a covenant that tells the darkness you are not alone, that heaven's armies are rising with you. Beloved, your voice matters. Leave a comment, something raw, something true, maybe just one word, maybe a prayer, maybe a tremble from your soul. Let it echo beyond this screen. Let it pierce the shadows. Let it tell the witch and her spirits that you are awake. Thank you for staying, for not turning away, for letting your breath be a victory. You are the one I've fought for, the one heaven sings over. Rise, beloved, and let your light make the darkness flee.